Hey, hey, what's the matter? With your mind so divine, never waste your time, no, no. Come get your sugar fix. You don't wanna miss it, feel the beat, that's true. Dancing through the night now, all we need is you. Come get that sugar love. Feel the groove within your heart, yeah. Sugar love, sweet as can be. Come get that sugar love. Come get that sugar love. Hey, hey, what's the matter? With your mind so divine, never waste your time, no, no. Come get your sugar fix. You don't wanna miss it, feel the beat, that's true. Dancing through the night now, all we need is you. Come get that sugar love. Feel the groove within your heart, yeah. Sugar love, sweet as can be. Come get that sugar love. Come get that sugar love. Hey y'all, how you doing? Glad you came through. Welcome to the Sugar Love Show, where we have fun, fun, fun. Grab your friends and dance along. Join the party all night long. Get ready for a ride, buckle up, hold tight. We're gonna ignite. Shake your body to the rhythm. Let the music take control. When the beat drops, you better lose control. We're here to make memories, create an unforgettable night. Forget about your worries. Let's spread the love and shine so bright. Welcome to the Sugar Love Show, where the energy is high. We're gonna dance till the morning light. Feel the music, let it flow through your veins. Come on, everybody, let's have fun, fun, fun. Hey y'all, how you doing? Glad you came through. Welcome to the Sugar Love Show, where we have fun, fun, fun. Grab your friends and dance along. Join the party all night long. Get ready for a ride, buckle up, hold tight. We're gonna ignite. Shake your body to the rhythm. Let the music take control. When the beat drops, you better lose control. We're here to make memories, create an unforgettable night. Forget about your worries. Let's spread the love and shine so bright. Welcome to the Sugar Love Show, where the energy is high. We're gonna dance till the morning light. Feel the music, let it flow through your veins. Come on, everybody, let's have fun, fun, fun. Hey y'all, how you doing?
Hey y'all, how you doing, my bush babies? Hey, my replay gang. Thank you all for being here. Now let's see who's in the live. We got DJ Torch up in the house. How you doing, my brother? We got my beautiful baby Faith. We got Summer Breeze, and we also have Ebony. Okay, I never. We had a unexpected interview with Fluid Motion, right? Remember, Fluid Motion went way back, so I didn't get a chance to finish showing the rest of the video that I wanted to show, right? Then I have to take a couple of days off. I would be supposed to even come on tonight, but I want. This is not going to be a long one, and then we're going to get into more of I want to show you tomorrow, right? But I just want to start it off with his his new uh his new lawyer. As we know, he has an attorney lawyer. As we know, he's picking up traction like it really matters. It doesn't matter. You pick up traction, and then once he starts picking up traction, that's when we have to come in and whoop, rem- remind people. We got to come in and we got to remind people while he's there, right? But we did have a lot of like I said, I would not be if possible, I would not be. I know, showing juju and freaking frack. I'm not. So I'm like this. They barely get views. So they're gonna get their views off other people's pages, and I don't want that, right? It could be anybody. I don't want that, right? I don't want that. If he only could get 5 views on there, I'm not giving him 1,000 or depending on the content creator how many views that they get. No, mm-mm, no. Mm-mm. Them people is poison. We don't even need to see them. They have never blew up. Hey Johnny, they have never blew up, and there's no need for us to help them blow up. Nobody's been seeing their faces. Nobody's been caring about their faces. So we're going to continue not to care, right? Because it's regurgitated. It's nothing but regurgitated stuff they say. We've been hearing this crap for 9 years already. For 9 years. And they don't even know how to say it right. Right? They don't even know how to say it right. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's get to it. I just wanted to show the lawyer again, right? Just in case y'all ain't see it. We're gonna see the lawyer, right? Show the lawyer again, right? Just in case y'all ain't see it. Hey, the B lady, right? Hey, Martin, right? So the new attorney, as of 8/13/24, the state of Virginia, uh, the state of Georgia versus Eligio Bishop, criminal action. Y'all see the number. Attorney of appearance, substitution of counsel for defendant, and designated of address. Come now under the undersigned counsel pursuant of Uniform Superior Court Rule 4.3 and hereby notifies the court of her entry of appearance and submission as appointed, directed to the defendant be provided to the undersigned as follows. Shantae D. Hightower Esquire, right? Respectfully submit this 13th day of August. Shantae D. Hightower Esquire, attorney for Eligio Bishop. She's the attorney for Eligio Bishop, right? I show her face on a different one, right? Now, I was showing this is what she is defending, right? I showed the first part of the show. It's a three-part show, right? It's a three-part show. So let's try to finish with this, right? And like I said, people want to feel.
Open up a barbershop. Mike offered him the money to
People
open.
want to. Y'all can see the beginning of this, but we got to get to part 2 and 3. People like, oh my goodness, this shit that listen. Like I said, you guys gonna have to make a choice, right? We can't feel sorry for one man in jail. It's a whole entire prison of criminals. So you feel sorry for all of them. Then, if you're gonna feel sorry for one, why not feel sorry for all of them? Why don't you want all them criminals out of jail? They're all criminals. All of them. They all had to walk through that same gate Eligio walked through. Majority of them, not all, got jumped the same way he did and maybe have gotten violated. We don't know. But they all been through the same. That is the part of going to jail. Right? They all been down there. So they want us to rally, then rally against all of them. Set them all free. You know, they say nobody should be violated. He didn't think of that. He didn't think of the nobody should be violated. He was one of the biggest violators, right? And whether people like it or not, the system studied this man closely. And whether you guys like it or not, you want to believe it or not, or you feel that maybe he should have just even though he just was tried for what he did by his peers, but the sentences and stuff he brought on himself, like everybody else, to give you a plea deal, right? They're not out to get the man. They gave the man plenty of times to go through a plea deal, and he chose to get life in jail, right? Because this man he did not want vapor or anything on his record because he wanted to still be able to travel and violate people. Right? So he wanted to still have his record clean so he could be able to hop anywhere he wanted to go. But that would never he could have still did that in the States and been home. He could have still did that in the States and been home because you kept running back and forth to the States anyway. Now, I'm gonna play. I think Kendra has something to say. I'm gonna play her tomorrow. Hey, Madiri, but I want to get back into this. All right, don't forget, guys. If you have not hit that like, hit that like. If you are new here, hit that subscribe. We need 20 subscribers. No, sorry. We need 25 subscribers. We need 25 subscribers to get to 6,000. If you want to help me get to the 6,000, hit that subscribe. Don't worry about it. I'll keep you entertained. But hit that. Now let's go. I'm only going to play the clip of this. So I want to show you how this man getting mad when he can't beat up on women. How mad he got.
He's like, how much do you think you would need? I said, yo, 25,000 would be good. He was like, okay, get me a business plan.
Natureboy got a business plan written up and found a location. After a few months of remodeling, Bishop's HD cuts.
Don't forget, guys, I got to give this credit to Hood Horrors, right? Hood Horrors, he's doing a phenomenal job. Please check out Hood Horrors. Hood Horrors. Thank you kindly. And I think that the way, I don't know if he's going to be talking about Natureboy. I think he's going to be talking about a lot of other stuff. You may want to follow him. Let's go.
Officially opened its doors for business on June 21st, 2014.
Hey, kid.
Natureboy hired a team of talented barbers and hired a hairdresser for the women. Within months of opening the shop, it was showing signs of becoming a success. Not too long after it opened, Leo made his way to Atlanta to link up with Natureboy.
I was living in the back of the shop, sweeping up here for tips and running errands.
Natureboy never really gave Leo a reason why, but he told him he didn't want him cutting hair in the shop. So Leo started making money off of talent he had since a kid.
I got on my own lane and started drawing people's pictures, whatever they want me to draw from on t-shirts or whatever. That's how I started making my money.
By the end of 2014, Natureboy's personal outlook on life began to evolve. He yearned to leave Atlanta and live life closer to nature.
I've always been someone that was speaking knowledge and information, and so I met people that I could intellectually speak with. We would meet up for dinner and have just these arguments and discussions, and that is what sparked me.
Natureboy said after having these intellectual conversations, he would go back to the barbershop and felt out of place. Slowly but surely, he began to distance himself from the barbershop and stayed home researching everything from natural science to astrology to Black cultural history. As time passed, the feelings of wanting to leave Atlanta and move closer to nature became overwhelming.
Lies.
Natureboy took the first step into ensuring his dream will become a reality.
Hey,
He
Miss
bought an
Doubles.
RV.
When he got in that RV, he said he was going to travel or whatever the case may be. But at that time, I believe he was still seeing if Maisha was going to join him on the journey.
Convincing Maisha wasn't hard. She was excited and looked forward to living on the road and making lifelong memories with her family.
My husband's out here. Here's the RV. Let me show you the RV. Okay. So here's the truck. We just bought the camper RV. So he's getting some work done on the truck, just making sure the truck is strong enough and is working good enough to pull the RV and not give us any problems. Anyway, like I said, we're moving into the RV full time, and I'll show you again. Say hi, Osiris. This is gonna be the first of many videos about us being on the road and going different places. Like I said, we're going to Florida first.
On March 3rd, 2015, Natureboy, Maisha, and the kids left their house in Atlanta and began their new life living in their RV. Natureboy hired a manager to run the barbershop while he hit the road. Leo was left to fend for himself, still living in the back of the shop.
I traveled the whole coast of Florida, stayed at all the RV parks. And mind you, I'm this black kid from the hood, pulling up in an RV. It's nothing but elder white people out there, that retired in their fishing boats and stuff. Like, this is when I knew I was different.
Although Natureboy was out on the open road and experiencing things he'd never done before, there was still a part of him that yearned for more. He felt like he just wanted to disattach himself from society altogether and just leave everything behind. Maisha could sense something was wrong.
She was there with him and she was doing the journey with him, but she was saying that he was seeming to be still unhappy.
Just a little over a month after leaving Atlanta, Natureboy's plan to live on the road would come to an abrupt end.
My barbershop started to fall apart, so I had to come back.
resist. Velvet Mark.
Hi, Osiris. This is gonna be the first of many videos about us being on the road and going different places. Like I said, we're going to Florida first.
On March 3rd, 2015, Natureboy,
That's
Maisha,
right,
and the kids left their
Marquise.
house in Atlanta
Exactly.
and began their new life living in their RV. Natureboy hired a manager to run the barbershop while he hit the road. Leo was left to fend for himself, still living in the back of the shop.
I traveled the whole Costa Florida.
And watch the game. He used to give us drinks. Nigga. What happened to the drinks? The barbershop wasn't my frequency no more.
Natureboy would leave the shop again, this time for good.
Coming out of Florida, coming back to that, it gave me a headache after a while. I separated myself. I gave somebody my barber chair. The manager would come to me, knock on my door on a Saturday, give me the blueprint. And with this time right here, having dreams and opening up realms where it was these dark beings, I was scared to fall asleep.
Then I died in my sleep.
Dark beings and scared to fall asleep. You hear that? Y'all gotta listen carefully. The man, I'm telling you, even when he was young, the man couldn't sleep. Because them ghosts, them demons be playing with him. Them demons. And as we see, he let them demons take over him. But we never found out why they abruptly left Puerto Rico. That's because it was all that fighting and stuff, Miss Doubles. Them girls was very violent up there, and they became Natureboy up there, and they was messing with them people property, and he also didn't have the money. He didn't have the money to pay. Remember, that was a whole big old house. So from the fighting, from the people complaining, and they didn't have the money to pay for that house in Atlanta and the house in Puerto Rico. So that's what happened there, Miss Doubles. That was money. Right? So let's go.
I died. And when I died, I came back and forth. But when I died, I stayed up for 3 days and I died. And when I died, I woke up in a hospital. I was in another reality, just as real as this one, in a hospital. And when I got back here, it made me question the fabric of reality, because it's like, that was so real. How the fuck? I didn't know where I was dreaming at. Was it this a dream? Was that a dream? I didn't know where I was dreaming. That's how vivid my dreams was.
Maisha was watching Natureboy unravel right before her eyes, and there was nothing she could do about it. He was hardly getting any sleep at night, and his days consisted of watching conspiracy videos on YouTube, along with Black conscious videos, mainly by Sonetta TV, Brother Polite, and Young Pharaoh. He rambled daily about America, which he called Babylon, and how it was going to fall.
I started studying what America was, what money was, breaking my reality down to a molecule.
It was during this time, Natureboy would learn his oldest sister, Tanya, had passed away in New York.
My sister died. He drove me all the way from Atlanta to New York with his baby mama, my nephew, and her kids.
He looked at death at the time like, let the dead bury the dead, or whatever the case may be. He really came like with a cold heart. He just came at the time because I believe Maisha was there, and Maisha was very supportive at the time because she knew Tanya, her and Tanya connected.
After the service for his sister, Leo decided to stay in New York. Natureboy, Maisha, and the kids headed back to Atlanta. Natureboy's rapid decline only seemed to intensify once they got back. All of a sudden, he stopped taking showers.
This is when everything started, because I just knew, stop taking showers. And that point, everything starts falling apart. Girlfriend is looking at me like I'm crazy. I stopped cutting my hair. I was forgetting what days were, what day it was. And people were like, dude, you good? They would come drop the money off for the shop. And I was like, just hair crazy. I'm like, what's up, man? Do you realize what's going on? And people just like, yo, dude, we don't want to hear that.
Maisha had finally had enough and felt like the best thing for her and the kids to do was move on.
So she got gone. She went with her family in South Carolina or wherever, went her way, and he went his way.
When it comes to Maisha, like, I hate that we reduce our relationship to the bad moments. When we was together 6 years, we had so many beautiful moments. You know what I'm saying? It reduces to the negative. I hate that. But I'm not going to ignore the fact that I cheated on Maisha several times. I hurt her very bad because I didn't know who I was as the man. And we did get into physical altercations where I felt so bad about that. I damn near died in a heartache.
As Maisha got settled into South Carolina, Natureboy rented a room from a friend in Atlanta. It was at some point during this time that Natureboy contacted Young Pharaoh on Facebook, and the two of them built a cordial online friendship. Soon after meeting each other, Young Pharaoh secured himself an interview with Sonetta TV. Natureboy offered to give Pharaoh a ride from his home in Buffalo, New York, to the interview, which was in Harlem.
Natureboy drove from Atlanta all the way here to New York to see me.
You know what I mean? I just finished having a conversation with somebody. I'm still on the way to New York right now.
Young Pharaoh says when they got to the interview, he asked Sonetta if Natureboy could come up so he didn't have to wait in the car. Sonetta agreed.
That's the whole even way Natureboy even came to fuck up. You would have never even seen this nigga on camera.
It was during this interview that Young Pharaoh and Natureboy's friendship would come to an ultimate end.
I got the young god here, brother Pharaoh. Pharaoh has came all the way from Buffalo, New York. And my brother Nature is here from Atlanta. First, I want to talk to my brother Nature. Why are you so infatuated, my brother? We're going back to Africa. Talk to the people.
The tropical man belongs between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. What does that mean? If you look on the map of an equator.
At this time, Pharaoh is mad at Natureboy because Pharaoh came to do the interview, but he brought Natureboy with him. This is my first time meeting Natureboy. This is my first time meeting Young Pharaoh. And so Pharaoh is getting heated because I'm starting to ask him questions first. You can look at Pharaoh's face and be like, nigga, you getting the limelight, nigga? I'm the one brought you here. But I didn't know all this. I'm thinking they cool.
I'm doing the interview. This nigga jumps in the interview, grab the mic. 1,300, maybe 1,500 people watching. We live. So I'm trying to be smooth because this is my first time being on this platform and I don't want my first impression, to be fucked up. So I grabbed the mic back from the nigga. Mind you, we never supposed to even had the mic. So somebody called in and was like, yo, I know that nigga gay. So Natureboy gets to arguing, screaming at the top of his fucking lungs, embarrassing the fuck out of me on this live stream. Now I'm on fire because I'm feeling wild disrespected. Because I'm like, nigga, I don't even know you.
At the end of this whole thing, Young Pharaoh and Natureboy was getting ready to fight.
So I had to let the nigga know, like, listen, I'm not trying to be egotistical. I'm not trying to do none of that. But don't ever snatch no motherfucking mic out my motherfucking hand, my nigga. So we getting into it. So now we arguing. So boom, we go our separate ways. That was my first and last time meeting the nigga.
Although Young Pharaoh and Natureboy would never see each other again face to face, their beef was far from over. Once Natureboy got back to Atlanta, he stayed mainly secluded in his room and dove deeper into spirituality and the wonders of nature.
And I start asking people questions like, what are the trees? What are trees? A tree is a tree. Nah, nigga, what is a tree? What is a bird? It's a bird. No, nigga, what is it?
He had stopped eating meat months prior, but now even plant vegetables weren't a part of his diet.
I just, basically had a sixth sense to go to the fruit. And I was just like, I'm just going to eat fruit.
I started arguing with vegans. Like, listen, we can't eat plants. I just knew things. I knew things. I didn't want to no longer be a part of anything that was destroying anything else, whether that was a person or a plant. Because I knew that all of life, I just had this vast respect for life. And so life for me in Babylon became very uncomfortable because I knew too much.
Going live on Facebook was still rather new at this time. He would use this new feature to spread his message to a wide range of people in real time.
Peace, 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 peace. It's good to see you guys. My reflection, how you been? We're going to dive right in.
Sometime during the months following the Sonetta interview, his once firm stance on moving back to Africa changed.
I personally would advise anyone to stay away from Africa because as beautiful as Africa is, there's going to be lots of war.
His messages would reach even a larger amount of people when he began posting videos to YouTube.
You can catch these videos also on my YouTube, Natureboy TV. Everywhere on social media, you can find me. My name is Natureboy TV on there. Natureboy TV, simple.
In mid-2016, Natureboy would finally make the decision to leave the United States for good.
This year, yes, your reflection, I'm leaving the United States. My meditations are leading me to South America, and that's where I'm going. You guys are welcome to come.
Over the course of the next month, Nature Boy will begin prepping for his new life in nature. He went live daily, updating his followers on his status and trying to convince them to join him on his journey.
This is the year. You got to get out of here, all right? Go home. Between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn.
Slowly but surely, he began getting rid of everything he owned.
Who I was as Bishop was dying. I gave all that I owned away. I gave cars away. I gave the barbershop away.
Nature Boy gave the barbershop to his manager named Lex. He wanted to cut all distractions that came with his Babylon name. He wanted to start fresh in nature. Leo was hurt when he heard the news of Nature Boy giving the shop to Lex. Even though he was living in New York, he thought his brother should have gave it to him before anybody else.
I was like, damn, boy. I mean, there was people out there was reaching out to me like, that's crazy.
When one of Nature Boy's followers learned he was going to South America, she sent him a message telling him that her brother owned acres of land in Honduras. She said her brother would be willing to let him and whoever he came with live on the land for free. She also told him the land had 2 houses on it that would need to be renovated. Although Honduras was in Central and not South America, he couldn't refuse the offer. Nature Boy changed his plans and would now be headed to Honduras. Before leaving, Nature Boy headed to Ohio, where he would visit Mike Brown for a few weeks.
I'm out here in Ohio, man. We riding, baby. One thing I can say about Ohio that I love, though, is like, it's so peaceful out here. Ain't all that craziness like Wi-Fi and all that. It's more country. Although it's more away from the equator, you feel the difference. But it is more country out here. Like, you know, I like the countryside. I like to be away from the city.
Finally, in late 2016, Nature Boy went live and told his followers he'd be leaving Babylon in less than a week.
I'm leaving Ohio, going back to Atlanta for a couple of days. I'm going to be giving my car back to the bank. And then from there, I'm going to Florida. And then on Thursday, I'm going to be flying to Honduras one way. I'm going to show y'all how I pack my bag to go for all of y'all that's planning on really getting the fuck up out of here. I bought a 60-liter bag because my whole life is in this one bag right here. Okay, this right here is a water filter. So basically, when you're in nature, you can basically take any kind of water and put it in a water jug and then slurp it through this here thing. Got me a little handy tool set just in case it goes down. I need tools for some reason. Right there is my tent. This is my tent right here. This is my solar panels right here. So when I'm walking, the sun will be charging this. I can power my stuff right here. Now, mind you, we have 2 houses. We have 2 houses, upstairs, downstairs, plenty of room for everybody. I just take this stuff because when we do go to the land, we're going to be camping out there. This is all the stuff I got right here. All right. So I got a couple pairs of shorts, got some t-shirts. You don't need much, you know what I'm saying? Because we're going to be butt naked all the time. Now that I'm going into nature, I'm going to build a village. Don't know how I'm going to do it, but I know that it's going to happen. Because I said it's going to happen.
Nature Boy went live the day before leaving and told his followers that wanted to go with him where and what time to meet him the following day. Although some people showed up, it wasn't exactly what Nature Boy was expecting.
I got an all-female following, and so I'm thinking that they're coming. No. 3 guys pop out of nowhere. And I was like, you know what? Y'all my warriors.
The warriors. It's been beautiful, baby, man. Warriors.
So Key, Omac, and this guy we called Starlight at the time, we left.
Before boarding the plane, Starlight shocked Nature Boy by telling him something that would prove to be critical once they would arrive in Honduras.
He says, I speak Spanish. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, I speak Spanish fluently. I'm like, what the? So I'm like, wow, this is all coming together. Then Key's like, yo, I bought $20,000. I'm like, $20,000? Like, oh shit, okay, cool. Like, okay, you're useful. Okay, come on in. And then Omac always had an eye for aesthetics.
The initial movement was to start an eco village in Honduras. But that's what the goal of it was at first. That's why I went out there.
We all got on the plane. It was beautiful. And it's like if you could think of me being guided, and everything that I need came with me jumping out with faith.
The four of them would make it to the land in Honduras, but Nature Boy immediately decided it wasn't up to his standards.
He's got 30 acres of land. We get there, it's not what it seems, okay? And I remember walking into his house. It was like his grandma's house. It was like all her old stuff knitted. It was like her old pictures. It was like one of these old creepy houses. I was like, dude, I'm not staying here.
Nature Boy decided to rent a hotel room until they could find a house that was more suitable for him. They stayed at the hotel for about 2 weeks until they found the ideal property in Santa Fe.
Got the house. It was beautiful. That $20,000 sure came to handy.
I know.
Steve, who would later be known as Phoenix, was the man who owned the land Nature Boy decided not to stay on. He would join Nature Boy's group, which was now called the Ethereans, and moved onto the rental property with them.
I invited people to come open-heartedly. Everybody come. Get you a tent. I got a big-ass yard. You could just, we're right under an avocado tree. We got a mango tree right here. We got a river in the back. Come on.
And this is not a vacation. This is where we live. You're more than welcome to stay. You see, I got plenty of room. Bring your tent.
Boy, was that a mistake.
As Nature Boy posted more videos promoting living in nature, slowly but surely more people began to join.
We just basically, was opening our doors to anybody that wanted to join us, and it was unorganized as hell, man.
A lot of people came because they were just coming in waves, bro. Like wave after wave after wave. But I remember one point in time, me and Keith counted at least like 70 people at minimum that passed through. A lot of people came.
As more women began to join the group, Nature Boy would implement polygamy as a way of life in his Etherean tribe.
We have to talk about polygamy because if we don't talk about polygamy, then we're not talking about family. And if we're not talking about family, we're not talking about human evolution.
One of his first wives, or directs as he referred to them, was a young woman from Louisiana he would name Yaya.
So how has your journey been since you've been here? From an arts type perspective.
My journey has been very beautiful.
With polygamy, it's just for me being with 4 female students that I'm dealing with very intimately. And it's nothing more, nothing less than that. Sex for me is me plugging into a woman, sending my knowledge like a USB to a computer. And when I have sex, I'm putting fluid in you. Inside the fluid is DNA. On that DNA is all of the knowledge that I know. And you're now getting a direct transfer from my file into your ribosome, into your DNA. And if you do that enough, you can take me on in the knowledge point long enough to the point where I'm inside of you.
The more people that joined the group, the more money Nature Boy spent.
I bought them food. I gave them shelter. I bought them tents. I bought them everything that they asked for. Cell phones. I gave people. I bought them dirt bikes and iPads and laptops and just food alone, man.
Before long, the $20,000 Key had given was running low. Although Nature Boy was still getting $3,000 a month from Mike Brown, that wouldn't be enough to support everyone. Shortly before heading off with Nature Boy, Key had received a large inheritance. Now running low on funds, Nature Boy asked Key if he had any more money to offer. Key gave him another $20,000. Life in Honduras for Nature Boy and the group seemed to be going pretty well until an unfortunate event would interrupt everything.
We got robbed in Honduras.
We were in the middle of the street, broad daylight, and we get robbed for everything. Laptops, everything. Your phone, wallet, passports, everything. They took a truck of ours.
Erica Carroll, a music producer from Atlanta, who Nature Boy would later name Blueprint, BP for short, was one of the earliest members to join the Ethereans. She was there at the time of the robbery and says Nature Boy was the first one to run as they were getting robbed.
He was getting robbed in Honduras, and he was the first one. Like he's the leader of the group. He was the first one to run.
After the robbery in Honduras, Nature Boy and the Ethereans packed up whatever they could and left. They would leave a significant amount of things behind.
We had left vans in the truck, a new truck that they just bought. Had to get some more bikes when we left because we couldn't take all that stuff.
The group headed south through Central America with the intentions on moving to Peru.
That's what I was plans with. We were going to Peru. I had a plan, and they say, you want to make God laugh? Tell her your plan.
The plan to move to Peru would change after traveling through Nicaragua and crossing the border into Costa Rica.
As soon as we come into Costa Rica, immediately we knew Costa Rica was it. I told all the Ethereum, I'm like, look, y'all can go, man. I'm staying here, man. I'm staying in Costa Rica, dog. I'm not going nowhere. So we're driving. We're like trying to find a hotel. We're like, nah, I don't want to sleep in this hotel. I'm bougie. So we just wind up sleeping in the van, and we hear all night. We just hear monkeys all night. Like, it was so dope. And we was on the side of a road.
They would eventually rent a beautiful house in the mountains of Costa Rica, surrounded by the rainforest. And Natureboy would change the name of the group to Melanation.
We were living far off into the mountain, maybe like 4,000 feet in the mountains, where our house was so secluded.
He would continue to post videos of his teachings on social media, but now with the beautiful Costa Rican mountainside as a backdrop. For some people watching his videos, the allure was too hard to resist. Velvet Marquez, who would later be known as Eliana or Nana, was a freshman at Tuskegee University in Alabama, studying agriculture.
I'm in school, but I really don't want to be in school. I'm passing my classes, but it's draining to me.
Originally from New Orleans, Velvet had volunteered for numerous nonprofits that built gardens and helped revitalize poverty-stricken communities in her city. One day while at school, she randomly came across a post from Natureboy, and it caught her attention.
So I clicked on his page, and that spurred me to, research a little bit.
We're in a jungle reflection. The most purest part of your body is the jungle. Get there. Between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. Those of y'all been following me for a minute. You remember last year? Yeah.
See, this is where the confusion come in at. This is where, he started off all nice, and then did y'all forget the first video? Did y'all forget the first video? But again, he has to sell the product, him. So you're not going to see him beating up on the women. He was already doing it. He just had to put on a new face in the beginning. But if you go back, he argued with the sister, punched one sister in the face, and doing things to the little boys. He was look what he did to Maisha. We don't even know what he did with Javine, right? So people tends to forget he was always an abuser. He was always an abuser. So when people were like, oh man, he just changed out of nowhere. He never changed. He just put it on hold. He just put it on hold. He was very diabolical. Selling dreams. Hey, Kev. Don't forget, I'm gonna show the last part, but like I said, I started off really late, so I'm not gonna be on here too long. I'm gonna drop the link in for you, bro. He didn't know. He was just better at hiding the abuse. Well, in the beginning, he had no reason. It's in him, but he didn't have to hide it as of yet. And they did not know he was an abuser. What's up, brethren?
What's up, sis? What's up, gang?
Oh man, you couldn't tell me in reality this wasn't like 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. I didn't realize what time it was, right? So, oh, don't forget, we definitely be back on tomorrow. But I'm gonna finish this and I'm gonna do the other part. But what happened was fluid motion came in, so I was supposed to have did this the other day. So they're probably like, why she's just showing it? Because I never finished. I never finished, but you know, he popped in and being that he spoke to him and had insight with him, I wanted for him to speak. But I'm still going to finish this.
Okay.
He said, okay. Now I was talking to everybody, Cat.
Nah, I'm saying okay. He said that boy had weak wrists when he shook hands.
He said, so, you know what? I'm so done. He said, man, hair is so soft. I said, that. You didn't do a screw? What? My hair's probably rougher than his.
Feet rusty and his hands soft. What they tell you?
It was the weekend and I'm cool. It's the weekend. No, today will be my Sunday. And y'all got sad because I got to be out of here. Sunday morning is I got them children, and tomorrow they at the pantry. So, but not my weekend is done.
Yeah, I got something at 10 o'clock in the morning. So, but you know, they got to go back to school next week. So, you know, they go to little school, last minute school drives.
I think they got. They got 3 weeks here because they don't go back to after Labor Day here.
Yeah,
but don't
I think
forget.
they stopped doing it. Yeah, I think they stopped doing it here. They go back Monday. Parents was acting surprised. Everybody out shopping today, mad because they got to buy their kids school clothes.
They should have had that already.
I know.
We wait till the last minute. You know, that's how it always be. And then the whole week, I got my coming up too. My back to school affair. So y'all wait, I will show y'all that. And we'll see how that go. So we start getting that stuff together. But this I just wanted to show. Now, like I said, this was the confusion that people was like, oh no. And he was always whom he was. But if you're watching it, of course you would not know that. So you would assume, oh, he was cool or whatever. He's just a little narcissistic, but he wasn't like he hurting nobody. He always hurted people. So it wasn't like he turned into Nature Boy overnight, and that's who he was. That's who he is. Hey, Angela, that's who he is.
What was his first wife's name, Shug?
Javon.
She was before Maisha.
Yeah, that's what's EJ mother.
He beat on her too.
Mm-hmm.
So
but
he
don't
didn't
forget, even before them, he punched his sister in the face. Yeah. That's his own family members he was beating. He was highly jealous of Leo. And he
and Leo said he wouldn't fight when boys picked on him outside. He would come get him to fight for him. But every time a woman made him angry, he beat him half to death.
Yeah, but even besides that, even though he probably wasn't fighting Leo, he still put Leo in a lot of compromising predicaments. Okay, yo, bro, I got you. Come on down to Atlanta. And just like, okay, well, you can't cut no hair, right? Go sweep up the hair and get tips. Like, he did that to Leo a lot.
Did you hear how hurt Leo was when he was saying when he left, he gave the shop to Lex and not him?
Yeah, that's what I said. That's why I said.
Yeah, go ahead, Tim.
That's why I kept saying he put his spitefulness, even when they was younger, right? He will always find a way to leave Leo, right? And Leo looking up to his big brother. Because the way Nature Boy tell it, that he's like the youngest. Up until you hear about Leo, which we all know about Leo now. But by then, He's thinking being that he said
Right.
his mama, he lost both parents before he turned one.
Right.
Not one person agreed with me. I said it cannot be true. It's not true.
Right.
Because where the hell did Leo come from?
And you know, it was so crazy because, you know, out of all the aggressiveness, it was never toward, because like I said, Leo was saying when boys picked on him when they were young, when they were together with the bishops, Nature Boy would come and get Leo to fight. But every single woman that he dealt with, his sister, the children of all his, you know, the mothers of all his children, including Pocahontas, who they call Yaya in the video.
No.
You know,
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I mean, but that's what that was her nickname, but she was Pocahontas.
No, they're two different people.
Oh, they're different. Okay, well, he had a baby by the one. Okay, and
Pocahontas,
right, and she disappeared.
But Yaya was the first one. She the one that one of the first ones who woke up.
Yeah, he also beat Pocahontas and Yaya.
Who didn't he beat? Right, but Leo, like I said, he always, I guess he was jealous of Leo's a nice looking brother, and I guess because he was so dark, maybe at that time, maybe he felt like everybody, but it could have been a felt thing and it could have been a true thing, because colorism is real, right? But Leo is bright, right? Nice and bright and light and handsome young man, but I would say he was handsome, but Nature Boy, if he wasn't he's not a bad looking guy, but still, maybe growing up, it was like a lot of colorism. So he developed a hatred for Leo. So he even put him in that bad predicament. Oh yeah, you know how to rap? Yeah, meet me at the studio. Right? I know people at the studio. And he just fucking walked out and left his brother to get baked. Right? He's always put Leo in bad predicaments. And then that day he found out, another time he found out Leo could fight, because Leo fought his way out of that one. I think Leo said he was like dropped. Like the guy was on like drop his pants and stuff like that. Leo say he spazzed out. He spazzed out. And even like I said, come on, little bro. And then turn around and set him up again. So even though he's not physically beating up Leo, he's mentally beating up Leo. See, I'm just saying, he's always was like that. He has been always mentally and physically abusive. So if he couldn't beat you physically, he'll get you mentally. And he'll put you in predicaments, which as we see to come, he's never changed. But people keep thinking, oh no, he only got like that towards the end. No. He got to get you to like him. And he has to get you to follow him. And he got to get you to think it's the right way to live. Because, shucks, we in 2024. The first time I heard about the government and all this other stuff, don't get me wrong, I did hear it from like the Panthers or whatever. But the first time I really heard it and it called somebody crazy, I don't know if y'all remember that Barney Miller episode. And remember, I don't even know if y'all remember Barney Miller, right? But it was an episode when they was taking the guy into jail, and he was like, "Nah, the government is this," and they were like, "Oh, that man is crazy," and they threw him. Do you remember that episode, Kev?
Yep, I used to watch that religiously.
I'm talking about that particular episode.
Yeah. Right,
but that's the first time, they started saying, well, people was crazy. So the point of that is saying that's nothing new with people talking about the government. There's nothing new of them saying, hey, the world is going to be over and this and this and this and this and that. But little do they know that people still survive, right? Government has not fallen before, right? A lot of times they burn shit up themselves and Just look at Keon, Pastor Keon, Shawnee husband. Well, you know what? The church has burned down. Hey, there's well, that's because God said, let's make a bigger one, right? Well, you better go talk to your wife husband, right? Well, right? It's like you come to the poor people. I'm just going off topic a teeny bit. You sit up there and all these rich people. So why are you asking the poor people for their money? Like poor people always find reasons to want to give rich people their money. I could never understand this for nothing, but it is what it is, right? You got a whole wife. That husband got all these stars and millions on top of millions of dollars. $4 million from Shaq is nothing. But no, let's ask the poor folks, right? Give us 300, whatever he asked them for, I forgot. But I just wanted to show you Nature Boy's mindset, right? He's always had a devious mindset. Anytime somebody say, oh man, and out of nowhere, the police came, he was very upset. He's because I wanted to murder. And not just murder, this with his own bare hands. So can you imagine how sick somebody must be? That if that's not a making of a serial killer, I don't know what it is. If that's not a making, who's white?
Yeah, she was asking about the bishops.
No, I showed the bishop. The bishops are black. They're not white. I showed it in episode. This is part 2. I showed it in part 1. I showed you who the bishops are.
His adopted family?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, who are the white people?
I have no idea.
Oh.
But I showed the bishop's picture. I'll go back and show y'all a picture. I'll show y'all what Mr. Bishop looked like. But that's if y'all do want to see it. Y'all can also, where it says like Nature Boy has a new one, a new appeal. Part 1, his picture's in there.
Okay.
I already knew he was black, but y'all can check it out.
So it was the white people that was preachers, right?
No, they were black. People assumed they were white. They were never white. They was always black. That was just an assumption that people just kept saying over and over and over. Everybody was saying that, but ain't nobody never see them.
Okay, I thought the pictures of the white people was them. Okay, all right.
They were black, logical thinking. They were black.
Yeah, I did hear about that, Madiri, the lesbian couple. Yeah, they adopted 5 black kids and drove them off a cliff. Yeah, with themselves, along with themselves. Yeah, but yeah, this Nature Boy. They call it pathology. Nature Boy it seems like from the time he was very, very young and he was abusing his own family members, Nature Boy just had something in him. I think that's what drew him to the sex industry. I think that's what drew him, to the homosexual lifestyle. I think that's what drove him, out to the jungles of all these different countries. Nature Boy has always been. He's always had something evil inside of him. It wasn't something that triggered him or something that, made him, made him snap. It wasn't that. I just think Nature Boy has always been evil, and it's manifested itself along the way in his life in different ways. Like I said, the sex industry stuff, all of the things he was doing, Mike Brown was giving him $3,000 a month. Along with all the other money he was getting. So, Nature Boy paints, he's good. Nature Boy is good.
That's not even including the $25,000 he gave him for the shop. And he get to cap all his money and he got that allowance.
So he's always I know he talks to this hard
Use
life,
to
whatever,
manipulate.
but even with the barbershop, that was Mike Brown. So he always had a, he's like, oh, I came from nothing. And Nature Boy has always had a way of having people give him money. Maisha, his first wife, Javon, me, Keys.
His
Keys give him
family.
20,000, then he give him 300,000. It's just, and that's then the money they was begging for online.
Keys gave him 2 sets of $20,000. That's like it.
Right. That's what I said.
$300 was just one.
Right.
So all together, technically, we don't know how much Keys gave him. We just know 20,000 here, 20,000 there, then 300,000 there.
Right. That's
but
over
it didn't stop.
$250,000 for one person, and then Keys left right after that.
And the bad part about it is, again, that wasn't all his money.
Right, but I know he stole from his sister, his disabled sister, part of the inheritance. But yeah, Nature Boy been wicked from the beginning. So it's like I said, it's people think that something happened and all his mama did. No, Nature Boy has been doing this his whole entire life. He figured he knows how to garner sympathy from certain people, right? He knows how to manipulate certain people, and he can get enough of those people together where he can just, with what he was doing right there, just that little part of that was the beginning. That he got $1 million more after that, or more, easily. And so, when you look at all the abuse that he heaped out on these women, Nature Boy didn't have no deep-seated trauma that made him abuse women. I've heard people try to excuse that. Well, his parents that okay, all of that. But we're talking about from the time that the bishops took him in, whoever else, and then he made his way to adulthood, and he was making money however he was making money. We all know that. But then he was with women that were, working and doing things. So Nature Boy he had Mike Brown. He had other men, I'm sure, so Nature Boy didn't have no type of trauma to where you can even you can't justify it anyway. But like I said, I hear people trying to justify it. When you really uncover all the real story, Nature Boy was just evil. Some people are born that way.
And even I believe he was born that way. But even if you do say, okay, he's been through trauma, right? Number one, it's up to you to get yourself fixed. And a lot of people who've been through trauma and do no shit like that. Some do go that direction, but you still got to pay the piper, right? You still got to pay the piper. I believe he was born like that. That's just what I believe. But, I'm not a doctor. I wasn't there. But even if you're trying to save from going into foster care, that does something to kids, from household to household. And like I said, check out part 1 of this. Could be part 2 would be the interview. So this would have been part 2. Don't forget to check out part 1, right? Because get them views up. So I'm not going to go backwards, right? But again, does that mean every kid from the foster kid does that? Does every kid that? Some do go down the wrong path, but they don't become that. Some do a lot of things to keep themselves in trouble, and some of them come like promiscuous, and some of them may rob and steal, but all of them don't do that, right? So that have to be a little something extra in him. You know what I'm saying? A little something extra.
Some people, when they discover that they can manipulate people, it drives that evil even more. That can manifest itself in a lot of ways. For instance, let's something basic. If a man knows that sexually he's proficient and he can manipulate his way through life like that, living with different women just because he giving them good sex. You understand? So and that'll turn into, now he'll be going out paying for prostitutes, going to the strip club, paying them, you know. And so with Nature Boy, his thing was he learned how to manipulate people early, because Nature Boy, you notice he always reverts back to this like childlike state where he's the victim and everybody's leaving him, and he's, you know, he just always, he seems helpless or tries to make himself appear to be helpless. But then that switch will flip because he can't help himself, and then you'll see the true face again. And that's all it is, because Nature Boy doesn't have a real personality. He spent his whole life creating images for different people. He had this guru image for those people that followed him. You know, he had this stripper image for the men, for his gay side that he really is, but he can't really live that life. And then accomplish what he was trying to accomplish with the spiritual hustle. So he was just, you know, he had a whole series of different personalities that he would employ depending on the crowd that he was around. And so now Nature Boy sitting in prison, he's still not going to be able to find out who he is, because they getting ready to make him into what they want him to be.
He know who he is.
Yeah, he knows, but I mean, he doesn't even know how to.
Damn demon! What?
Could you imagine? Just picture this for a second. This is why I say he don't know who he is. Have you ever seen Nature? The millions of times we done seen Nature Boy. Can you actually really say you've ever seen Nature Boy not in character? Just
I
as
I have.
Okay.
I have very few in between, but I have seen him not in character. Well, put like this. That doesn't mean that's the real him, but I've seen him when it wasn't, when he just was talking, just like just was talking regular, right? And then, but that'll last 2 or 3 minutes because he goes into character just like that. It's like as he's talking, even if it's real, like you'll see him make it like more animated or more like, but it's really little glimpse in there. When little glimpse, very little glimpse. And I'm like, oh, okay. But I think because for some people, when he does talk like that, again, that's still a form of manipulation, because he knows that when he gets into his regular self, people think, hey, he's really a cool guy. Like, he's really a nice guy. But it's even his regular self is a form of manipulation. Like, it's never not a form of manipulation. But even when he's talking into his regular self, it's still a form of manipulation. The night he was crying in a tent, I don't know. I mean, if you feel it was, but maybe I gotta watch that part again. I don't remember.
Like you said, even the violence was a manipulation. How come you never saw him beat up one man? That was his way of control. He couldn't control them. He couldn't make them fall in love with him and stay. He couldn't give them enough to make them stay. And so when people wanted to leave, his only way of manipulating them was violence and humiliation.
Yeah,
the humiliation worked a lot of times, but like with Velvet, that's strong jaw. She the mental game, she could break away from that for a minute, but that's why he put hands on her the way he did, because it was probably the same way with Maisha. That's why he was like, man, I tried to kill her.
See, I think it is, but that's the mind, right? And the only reason why he did not put hands on Terry is not because she's special, because he was trying to get her heart, right? Which is another form of manipulation. So people may think, oh, she never got beat. No, because if he would have beat her, then she would have really wanted Solar, right? Like, she probably, in his mind, if I hit her, I ain't got no chances of getting her heart to manipulate her, right? But he couldn't get it. So that would be why Terry did not get hit. It had nothing to do with she was special. He was working her.
Yep. Yeah, when you are a manipulator.
But if he was, once he would have got it, all her ass would been getting tore up too. But in between time, hey Lex, what's up?
That's an interesting question. Lex said, "Is there anything good in Natureboy? Is he human? Is he condemned to eternal hellfire? Is he as bad as Epstein?" I'm just curious. Well, as far as is there anything good about Natureboy? I think that there is good in every single human being, but I think that Natureboy chooses to suppress whatever good in him that exists because he feels that being Natureboy and being the manipulator, he can get more. And so that's the answer to that part. Yes, he's human, but that goes to also show you that we talk about spirits and demons. People can have a demonic spirit within them, and I'm sure depending on what you believe, but if whatever you call that, that's the closest thing I could think to it when a person, purposely does as harmful things as Natureboy has done to not only women, but to children, to babies. And he has no limit. He has no line that he won't cross. And that's what's scary about Natureboy, because he's as far on the other end of the human scale as you possibly can get before you're not human no more. And I don't know about heaven or hell. I couldn't say if he's, condemned, but yeah, he's as bad as Epstein, because the thing about Natureboy is, the people that Natureboy affected, those people are closely associated to us. We could come in contact with them. They could, it's so many, right? So like, Epstein, and that's not to diminish what Epstein did to those kids, because that was, again, that was, but
he's just as bad as Epstein.
Yeah, that's why I said.
Because what did he do? He took them to different islands, right? Just the Epstein just got more money, right? And he had a hell of a lot more people, rich people that's doing the same thing. But technically, because it's in a smaller quantity. But what did he do? Epstein took them to Epstein Island. Where did he take his people? To different islands to do what? To do whatever he wanted to do with them. Right? So that would make him just as bad. But the only difference is with Epstein, at least he let them go home. And you were stuck with Natureboy ass.
Yeah,
like,
and see, you got to think about it. Right. That was even part of the manipulation, because when you even saw the first part of this video, even in the documentary, he painted a beautiful picture. He's going to all these exotic places. And so that's what attracted the people. But even in that, Natureboy wasn't going to these places just because they were beautiful. He always wanted them isolated. Remember, they were 3,000 feet up in the mountains or whatever he said. And he had them all in these places and took their travel documents and their passports so that they could not leave easily. And so even in selling you the dream that, listen, you come into paradise, that was a manipulation, because soon as you get here, we're going through all your belongings, any money you have.
Thank you, Hood. Now, let me tell you something, man. Phenomenal job, baby. You better continue. You know, I gave you the video credit, and I gave you the shout out, right? But phenomenal job, man.
Yo, I just noticed that. Salute, Hood Horrors. That's why I was breaking down.
We're gonna be on it like the Green Hornet. You're gonna be on it like the Green Hornet. And I can't wait to see what else you're gonna do. I cannot wait to see what else you're gonna do, Hood Harvest, because what you're doing is phenomenal. And I want to give you your props, my brother.
Yeah, and I want to say what I saw when I watched the videos so far. The way you had the videos running so succinctly, like step by step, you didn't skip over anything. You injected those names. Like I saw a couple of the first guys that was there with Key, the guy they called Starlight. I had forgot about him, and but just the way you documented him starting to leave, the clips. Just phenomenal job. Salute. But yeah,
And then
that's
I'm doing part 2. The part 2 was done yesterday, but I'm doing part 2 and I'm doing the part 3. Right. But now we know he got more. I can't wait to see whom else you going to do next and what else you going to do. Matter of fact, I ain't got no moderators in here to drop that man's link. He is just starting out. I think he got like 50 subscribers because he's a new channel. I need everybody in here, to go and subscribe. Like right now, go subscribe to that man's channel. Let's get him way up there because we don't know the way he does this, baby.
Quickest way to do it.
Tell my moms they fired.
hit his avatar, hit go to channel.
I can't.
Just
I'm
hit
in
subscribe and come right back. Yeah, salute.
No.
That's why I
can't do it because I'm in StreamYard.
No. I'm talking about the chat, Suge.
The chat can't do it because you have to be a moderator.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry, my bad. I don't know. I'm gonna take that. My
maybe
bad.
Angela's the only one that might could do it. Angela, you know how to drop the link because I need that link dropped.
But y'all go over there. Y'all see the name. Go over there.
No, you can't because a lot of times if he just started, he might not be in the algorithm yet because he got only a little bit of. He just starting. I think like maybe 50, 60 subscribers. Okay. Just subscribe. I need all of you
giving out bad information. My bad. Let me shut up. I'm giving out all misinformation. Hey, but yeah, I mean, real quick though, I love how he just strung that whole little about probably last 10, 12 minutes together because what it showed you is if you were, like I was saying the other day, if you were a young person and you just saw like those early videos that Natureboy was posting, man, it looked like he showed you going to Cabela's and he got his tent and he got his roll and he just showing you the whole thing. And I just love the way he put that together because that reinforced what I was saying was people was like, man, how was people crazy enough to go over there? The early people, what they saw was this first part that we just saw in this video. They just looked like, wow, man, this brother like really in touch. He out here they building an eco village. You know, you heard the guy say that. So yeah. But anyway, go ahead, Suge.
No, I'm saying quote unquote as in bullshit. But go ahead. But
no, he just made it look good. That's part of the manipulation.
Right now, like I said, I ain't got all night with y'all people. It's already after 12 o'clock. But I do want to. I might F around and do the part 2, the part 3 tomorrow. Hey, we
gotta get these cheering in the morning, y'all. Yeah, we gotta get these cheering. That's right. That's what's up.
Well, you got to remember, it was 20,000 and 20,000, then 300,000. But he gave him more than that. Also, Hood Harvest. See, this is why I'm glad he did this too. Because Lord knows, because I have these things, but I don't have it syncopated the way he has it, right? So I'm like, because he saved me a lot of problems from digging in them crates. And Lord, it was not going to be done. Yes, it was all a dream.
And you see that first 20,000, they popped off in Central America on the first stop. Then when they got robbed and ran out of there and went to Costa Rica, then the second 20,000 kicked in. That's how they got the house in Parasada or wherever.
Right. This house ain't good enough for me.
Yeah.
But Nick, I thought you came to build. I thought you came to do eco. I thought you came to build and all this.
That's what I was getting ready to say. If he already, Phoenix already had the property, he could have took that $20,000, renovated the house because he told him that before he got there, but it wasn't good enough for him. Why? Because he was living high on the hog with Mike Brown, which is another thing that, again, Hood Horse did a good job of pointing out. That's why I said Natureboy didn't come from no struggle. That's why he thought that you going to live in a jungle. What do you mean a house wasn't good enough? You were going to build an eco village, remember? You already had land, so nobody could have put you off of there. See, Natureboy never had that intention. He just saw, I met this dude a week ago, and this dude actually gave me 20 grand. Then when we blew through that and left motorcycles, laptops, Forerunners, all of that in Central America. He spent another $20,000 getting another place for us.
Another Airbnb. And then the bad thing is, I mean, thanks to that, we got to give Young Pharaoh credit for. Because once Young Pharaoh found Homeboy and they blew up his page, that money went right out the window. It was like, well, I said, no, because they was going after him and they was going after that church. So that's what stopped that. That's what stopped Zaddy, right? Zaddy's like, I can't do this anymore.
You want me to give you my opinion? When Natureboy caught that case for Maisha, Natureboy was scared. He was scared than a hole on church, on front row in church on Sunday morning. But what he did, remember, she said it took a year. So by the time it went to court, once again, he gave her that side story. He cried. You know, dudes like Natureboy. She basically didn't press charges, drop charges. That's how we got off. But in that year that he had to sit down, he had to figure something out. He was tired of stripping. He felt he was used up. I think that's when he found out that he had something. I think he was like, I got to figure something else out. He was running away. It wasn't about going on no spiritual journey to find himself. He was running away from everything that was going on. And I think that year that it took for him to go to court, that's when I think he came up with this whole Ethereum, which was formed in the carbonation. And I think that he let Mike Brown know this is my plan. And go ahead, Shug.
I think in the sense that I don't think he was running away from what was going on. I think that he always knew that, you know how you have them dreams. I'm going to be on top of the world. They're going to be bowing to me. I'm going to be their God. Remember, he always was having, remember he kept saying these type of dreams, and some of them was them demon dreams, and some of them was so, and then from always being like from different foster homes or whatever. I think that in his mind, once I go there, that you'll be serving me. They're going to be bowing down to me. I'm going to be their God. Because remember, he started doing a lot of studying. Remember, he was studying the cults. He was studying the Lipton guy. He was studying, like, he was already studying all of them things. So he knew he was going to make the cult. He was going to do a cult. When he got, they just didn't know.
Right, but this is what I'm saying. Let me give you a little different perspective. I don't believe for 1 second that Natureboy ever believed none of the bullshit he was saying. And this is why. This is why I say that. If in those early videos, like you played earlier, when he was going to Cabela's and he was talking, Natureboy sounded like the most peaceful, earthy dude you would ever meet in your life. And hey, I want to go on this adventure with this guy. He wasn't saying he was God. Natureboy got the God complex when he found out how easily he could manipulate them. Because as soon as he got over there, like I said, just met them in person, he got $20,000 out of Keys. Ain't no telling how much he got from the other people. He was getting this money from Mike Brown. And I think once the spiritual guru persona, he saw that would bring money in, that's when he started saying, oh, okay, well, not only am I a spiritual guru, I'm the Messiah. Well, no, I'm not the Messiah, actually. That's too close to Jesus. I'm the Christ, but I can't be the Christ because Jesus is the Christ. I'm God himself. Because he was like, if y'all let me take it this far, how far can I take it? Because even when he said, I'm God, and then his followers started calling him God, that's when he was like, hey, that's when the combination of his mental illness, his demonic nature, all that was a perfect storm of all of the wrong things coming together at the same time. And he was getting adoration from women. He was getting financial support. He was having women admire him sexually. These are the things he always desired. Then that's when I think his brain got overloaded from his mental illness, and then he really bought into his own bullshit, and he didn't know how to stop himself, and he walked himself right into the prison.
I think he went there knowing he's going to do that because he's been he's
diabolical. Sure, he might have.
No, just because
you just never know.
Because he's been studying cults. Hey Tiff, because he's been studying codes for so long, right? And then he's already a manipulator. He already know how to get his stuff out of that, right? But he knew he just couldn't do it in the States.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but when him leaving the States, he knew exactly what he would. They didn't just know, but he knew. And it's not the fact that they gave him money, just that them the only 3 that came. He wanted money. The other ones just didn't come. Because he would have took all their money too, they would have came. It's just 3 just came in the beginning.
You remember that little part where they said the 3 of them said they counted and they stopped counting at 70. At least 70 people had came through there while they was there. 70.
I mean, that's after he's selling them the dream, right? And they see him by the waterfall.
Right, that's what I said.
But he invited everybody in the beginning. So he was gonna get money regardless. It just so happened when them 3 came, Keys had money on them. But he wanted all of that money, just that they just didn't come, right? And then now he said, okay, now I gotta sell this idea more. But he already knew he was going to be a code because he studied all that already. So he already.
That's what I was saying. I think that year while he was waiting on the trial, I think he studied. He just studied. He got into York because he always. That's when you would hear him talk early. All he talked about was York and Sabi, and all of the so-called knowledge that he was spewing was he was just regurgitating Bruce Lipton, Christopher Dawkins, different people. Elijah Muhammad. He was stealing from every Christianity. He was stealing from every known religion, and he was just cherry picking information. But again, when you got people like, Velvet was wide open. She said, I came across the video. She was already kind of, her mind was open to that kind of, and it was easy to sell that dream because she said, she showed the video that he's sitting there out in the waterfall, look like they just frolicking and they ain't got a care in the world. That's what I want to do. Now go to school.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. We're gonna take it piece by piece.
No, we already saw that.
No, we just got the Velvet, right?
Oh yeah, well no, I was just saying what she had already said though, but yeah,
Yeah, we gonna get there because I ain't been here all night.
Okay, go ahead, Shug. My bad. I'm on mute.
And I was because you see that little line, there ain't that much left, right? And then again, I'll probably start a little bit early tomorrow, depending if I take my grandma nap or not. And then we're gonna finish getting into this because I mean, we're gonna say what other people don't say on their shows, right? And then I'll still want it. Kendra did a nice interview, but I'll talk about that tomorrow too, because I want to get all in that tomorrow.
And we was in a room, right, in Atlanta. I came right from where you came from.
There was like profiles of different people who were in that same circle or culture or tribe or whatever.
Connecting back to nature, and I started to find that I love that shit. Yeah, you got the knowledge, and I get the wisdom.
My journey since I've been here has been just peace. You know what I'm saying? It's been a lot of understanding, loving myself, understanding myself.
I didn't know who Natureboy was specifically at that time. I didn't know that he was the leader. I didn't know that he was like the main character, right, of the whole thing. So I just only started talking to Omek.
I'm Omek. I came from Atlanta, and basically how I got here, a lot of crazy life experiences start happening to me at the beginning of this year, making me start seeing reality for what it really is.
He was the only person that I saw there that I could potentially have a connection with, whether it was platonic or romantic.
When I first seen Velvet, she was on Facebook video, and I was like, yo, go get her, Yaya was being kind of jealous. A couple weeks later, Omek tells me, yo, I got a direct. I was like, oh, word? That's what's up.
According to Natureboy, when Omek showed him Velvet's picture, he immediately recognized her but didn't say anything.
I was like, damn, all right, cool, like, fuck it, let him get his girl. You know what I'm saying?
Over 1,900 miles away from Tuskegee, in Corner Brook, a small city in Canada, a 21-year-old woman named Kayla Reed was discovering Natureboy's tribe at the same time.
She basically told me she's been watching my videos, she's inspired, she gets it. And I'm like, the world needs to hear this message from a Caucasian.
As Kayla was making plans to head to Costa Rica, so was Velvet. By this time, Velvet and Olmec had sparked an online relationship.
I just had made 20 on February 17th. I left to get on the plane on February 27th.
Velvet and Kayla will both arrive in Costa Rica within days of each other. From the moment Velvet arrived, Nature Boy had his eyes on her.
When she came in, I knew that I was attracted to her. And I don't know if women are attracted to me when they first come, but I asked her. I said, "Are you attracted to me?" She said, "No." Right in front of Olmec.
So I'm having this conversation with him in front of the tribe, in front of Olmec, and he's like, "You sure you want to be with Olmec? You sure?" And I'm like, I said I wanted to be with Olmec. I said I'm with Olmec, and I'm currently with him.
Kayla will later describe her experience when first joining the tribe as well.
Melanation, they were very welcoming. Like, I don't think I've ever had such a warm welcome. Very honest environment, very open. It would have been nice to not be having to be so secretive about the whole thing. I think that caused a bit of tension in me that could have been avoided.
Police need your help finding a missing woman. Take a good look at your screen here.
Unknown to Nature Boy, back in Corner Brook, Kayla's family had filed a missing persons report after she told them she was going on a church retreat and never returned home.
If you know where she is, call police.
The following month, Kayla's family would spot her in a video posted on Nature Boy's Facebook page. Kayla was now going by the name Sunray, and her family was worried she was being held against her will.
I'm Ray.
Yeah.
He's
Ray.
reflection.
How did
Ray.
you pop up here?
Sunray.
Sunray. Ray's here. Wait, isn't Nature Boy a prejudice? Isn't he racist? How does he have white people there?
Newfoundland police would contact Nature Boy and talk to Kayla. After she assured them she was there willingly, the police could do nothing because she was an adult.
The police were calling, looking for her and stuff like that. And I was like, I made sure that she got in contact with the police station there in Canada. I also made sure that she got in contact with her Babylon mother, what we call the Babylon mother.
Kayla's mother would do a sit-down interview with a local Canadian morning show, advising the public about Nature Boy and Melanation. The media would run with the story, and for the first time, Melanation would be labeled a cult, and Nature Boy was the leader.
Kayla did call me. I was happy to hear that she was okay. But in the background, you could hear Nature Boy more or less telling her what to say. The conversation was very disturbing. She said that she has no family. She has no mother or brother or sister. It was very disturbing conversation.
Sunray is just, she is the happiest that, she says she's ever been. She's actually afraid of the people that she ran away from. And I can't blame her. I don't mind her living with me. And she's good. She's a friend of mine. She's a family member of mine. We treat her with nothing but love, and we treat her with nothing but love. And it's her decision to be here with me and live as I do, and that's her right. But at the same time, I also know that I'm a black man, and she's a white girl. She's in a white girl form, and I'm in a black man body. Word is out that I am somebody controlling or manipulating her mind. And so I wanted to make that clear that that's not the situation at all.
Despite Nature Boy's attempts at trying to clear the rumors, Kayla's family and the media had already set their own narrative.
I thought they had this story and they basically ran with it because they don't really have much else to talk about.
I think we can all imagine the anguish trying to find someone you love so much who vanished inside a cult.
Questions remain, including why so many people would leave their families to join that cult in the first place.
They seem to think or feel that they're on a kind of retreat and they're putting up tents and they seem to be so filled with celebration. What you think is community, what you think is love, is a disguise for something much darker.
The world sees is this little white girl that is being held captured by this angry cult leader black man. OMG. I'm dead.
Now, Of course, we got to finish this tomorrow. But I agree. After almost losing his freedom, he left beyond his jurisdiction. How did Olmec know to call her a direct? Because he's been there for a little bit, right? And that's what they call him, right? And not just a friend or interest. No, he already started brainwashing them without them even knowing. The same way, like some people say, "Oh, that's my rib," or "That's my queen," or "That's my earth," right? So it all depends on whom you're with, right? And you start picking up on the lingo. Okay, if everything was pure and innocent, why couldn't they yell their families where they were going? Because that's part of the brainwashing, right? The thing is to teach them a new way of how he wants it, live the way he live, right? And he know, like I said, he know that he is going to be a cult leader, right? So he has to start brainwashing them slowly, because at this point it's a lot of people there. So he really can't show his behind all the way he wants to, because then they all could jump his ass, right? He really could get jumped. That's why he started cutting it down. But in the beginning, he can't really do that because there's too many men there, right? There's too many men there at that point in time. Because come on, Phoenix and all the rest, they tore his ass up. Now, and it's also goes against everybody wants him and everybody couldn't have him. But technically, everybody done had him, right? Everybody done had him. So why should, there's no reason to say, oh my God, he doesn't want me. Shit, they didn't want him. He the one wanted everybody, right? Make sure you remind them that in court in 10 years or something, if you get it in the bill, right? Everybody came there. Nobody wanted him. He's the one that wanted everybody. There's no need to get jealous of the next woman having him when he the one kept calling them in the room. He the one kept calling them. He taking them from their husbands. Had to have everyone. And everybody kept saying, no, I came for this person. I came for that person. And even down to Janae. Janae didn't even come for him. Janae came for Solar. Why is everybody who came for somebody else mad because he didn't choose them when they never came for him? Not saying that some did, some did, but a majority of the ones who he has done the most damage to came for somebody else. And then he's trying to sneak his way in. He's the one doing all the sneaking to be with the women. Besides the 4 drone sisters, that would be a little bit different. But technically, Zoka didn't come for him neither. He used these men to lure these girls up there. He showed them how to do that, but it was for him. But he made even the guys think, yo, go get you some directs. Y'all need some directs. But in all reality, it was for him. Everybody he had a problem with. Sheba came for nobody. Sheba came for nobody. But he had to have her because she was a VJ.
Hey, Suge, you know something I just noticed? You always freeze frame things perfect.
Uh-oh.
You know me, I'm a Pisces. Look, Natureboy, he's virtue signaling. Okay, well, you know what? I retract that. That's not even the right word. Natureboy is good with imagery. So in this picture, for instance, the way Natureboy is holding his hand to his face, he's indicating to gay or bisexual men that he is in the life. Also with the ring, he has the Ankh. So now he's
he got the upside down cross in there.
Right. So okay, I was just that. It's just that you always freeze frame stuff, right? So I was looking at that, and I
I
was
thought it was the unk too, right?
yeah.
But then I see look at the two
That's what I was
lines
getting
going
ready to say.
across.
Yeah,
But the unk
yeah.
is a circle. Yeah. Thank you, Angela. Thank you, Angela. And
Yeah, Angela, you are not from the same.
thank you for always supporting us too, Hood Horrors. Because you be in here, so you support us, we're gonna definitely support you. Well, check the link. I can't check the link. I'm in StreamYard, Angela. Right? But don't worry, he'll be back in here. And I started off really late, and it's almost like 1:00 because you know all the ads. But you're doing a great job, Angela. You good, baby. You good to go. You good to go.
She in here talking about she typing in the chat talking about she gonna start her a code too.
Who said that?
Angela.
Where'd she say that at?
She said, I'm gonna do it too. You gotta go back a little bit.
Oh yeah, we all gonna do it.
We all gonna do it, right. If it's that easy, we all gonna do it. But nah,
we all gonna do it.
It's deep, man. It's deep. Watch your kids, y'all.
Yeah, that's why I told you, Miss Doubles. No, Sheba did not come for Tron. Sheba didn't come for nobody in the beginning. She came for the knowledge. It just so happened he told her to be with Tron, and then from Tron to be with Caliber, I believe. And then after Caliber, then it was True, and then he ends up getting it first. And again, what he does, come in the room, right? He snake. All he do is snake everybody. He got everybody. That's why I said, being that he's new, he's not in the algorithm yet. You have to pull the link, right? But Angela found it, and we good.
Hey, but you know, even when you heard Natureboy talk about it, think about this as a young woman. Your very first of all, you done snuck off and went somewhere. Your parents don't really know what's going on. You know, she would come from a good conservative family, whatever. And all of a sudden, now you lose your virginity and everybody on the internet knows it forever. Like, think about that, man. Think about the first time as a female. I can't put myself in that position, but as women, you know, think about the first when you lost your virginity, if everybody knew about that and that was on video forever. That's crazy. This is the kind of things he does to people, and he don't even think twice about it. That's why I said the humiliation ritual, he took that to the next level. The sex magic, he took that to the next level. The you know, and again, like I said, all of it is planned, it's specific. It's again, like Suge was saying, he didn't beat up none of them guys that was over there. The violence didn't start till all the men that posed a threat to him was gone, and he had all the little young skinny boys that he already had under his, so they wasn't going, even though they could have teamed up at any time as skinny and frail as all of them are. They could have, you know, but Natureboy already had him manipulated mentally, and he knew physically that they wasn't going to try him. So that's when he started really physically abusing the women, because it was nobody to stop him. He didn't, it just, like I said, all of it was planned. It was all
right. Because he knew in the beginning, everybody know, even if you're in the classroom, even you, even me, however, how many kids we start with is never how many kids we end with, right? Same rule applies for everything. You know for a fact that a sat number 2, don't come in here starting, all right? Sat number 2.
He's always said number 2. Don't call her name, she might pop up.
No, because see what it is. What it is that people are confusing. That's why I say people don't watch it. And I am so glad that in the first video, when he had it in part 1, and I can't stop emphasizing it as much as I can. I keep telling you, oh man, the legal system, No, he made a covenant with God. He made a covenant with God. You cannot, it's not, I'm not talking about the fact of mocking him. He wasn't mocking God yet. He wasn't claiming he was God yet. When he made that promise to God, if you get me out of here, I would not the fact that beating up Maisha, he was speaking upon in general because he knew that that's the type of person he is. I never harm nobody, never do that. I'm not saying it verbatim, but you know what I mean. Was like I would never hit her again. I would never beat nobody. I would never harm nobody. Blah blah blah. Because he knew all he was doing was harming people, and he didn't want to get that 10 years. And just like anybody else, at that point, you don't have to believe. I'm not talking about you. At that point, he believed, right? And just like if you're speaking upon the Bible, every time somebody's at their worst or whatever, they make a promise with God. So what he didn't understand is that overrules any pact he makes with the devil. That now overrules because he made a pact with God first. So he can make any pact with the devil he chooses. It doesn't matter. The devil don't override God. God overrides the devil if you believe in it. But we're talking about his belief at that point and at that time. That's what I'm saying, Angela. That's what's up. Thank you, sweetie. You got the right one now, right? So that's why I'm saying you got to be very careful when you, oh God, I would do no. That's where life plus 10 coming at. You notice it got the plus 10 at the end because he supposed to have got 10 years. God said, and I'm going to give you a plus 10. Not only am I going to give you life, I'm going to give tenfold. Say that, bro. Say it.
You can't play like that. And then you can't, first of all, if he do believe in God, we all know.
We're picking upon at that point. So go ahead. You could say at that point he did. So go right ahead.
No, right. So if you believe in God and then you play in God's face to the point where you say you are God, what do you think is going to happen to you? I think,
even if he did not mock God, right? Let's say he didn't mock God and said he was God. None of that matters. You still beat it up. Everything you said that you were never going to do again.
Even make on everything.
Right. You exactly.
And not only that, you did it over and over and over again. And you got progressively violent to where you throwing women into toilets and breaking a big, solid, thick porcelain toilet tank. You beating a woman in a circle in front of a whole beach full of people. You are rearranging a woman's organs inside her body.
So
that's why I said when people keep trying to say, just like them two clowns the other day, like, yo, he shouldn't have got life. Let's take Janae out of it. Let's take Velvet out of it. Let's say both of those was lies. He still deserved life for all the other things that he did. I'll say it again.
He goes going to get it because he made a pact with God.
Tenfold.
Right. So once you make a covenant and say, if you do this, same thing he told, if you believe in God, even if you believe in the children of Israel, he told the children of Israel, I'm going to give you all of this. You can have everything if you obey these laws, statutes, and commandments. And then he even said, remember, they could have said no. No, they turned around and made a covenant and said, yes, I would do what you said. He said, but if you don't, I'm going to put these curses on you. And then he goes through all the curses he's going to put on the children of Israel. right? So the same rule apply when you is really at your down and out all through the Bible. Why I'm speaking upon that, because at that point he believed in God, because he made a covenant with God, right? So I all of that other stuff we'll speak upon later. I'm speaking upon them words. You think, oh, and I said to God, if you get me out of this. So God said, okay, I'll get you out of this, right? I'll get you out of this. Okay, now let me see if you're going to keep your promise. And remember, God don't sit up there and react when you want him to react. Or why you let it happen? Because God said I'm giving him life. I'm going to give him life plus 10. Because he still owed me 10. Right? He forgot he owed 10. So not only am I going to get that 10 that you were supposed to have, that I saved you from, I'm giving you back that 10, plus I'm going to give you life. And just because you did so much abuse, I'm going to give you no parole.
Right. I'm going to take your life from you. Since I gave you your life and you made a promise and you went back on that, I'm going to take your life away from you without killing you.
Plus 10.
That's why the no parole. Plus you got that 10-fold. 10 times 10, 100. Let's go. But you know what else I thought about too, Shug? What else God tell you in the Bible not to do to his children? Mislead them. You look at those girls, the video they made the other day, the effects of what he did to them. Now you not only have you dishonored God by what you out of your mouth promised God, now you done took.
That's his video. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Okay. Listen, guys, let him we go get into that. But that's his video, right?
Yeah.
But we mixing up videos anyway. But don't please.
But he deserved
right.
life and then some
He
more.
did extensive of stuff on there, right? But go ahead, Kev. Sorry.
Nah. I was just pointing out all of the things, and I keep, because people, you know, it just irritates me, like when people keep talking about, well, you know, Janae. It don't have anything to do with Janae. It has to do with
It started with that pact.
That's why I say it has to do with the universe. It has to do with God is not going to let you. You could lie to other people. You can lie to yourself even in your mind, in your head, but you can't lie to what created you. And so when you do, you are going to pay the ultimate price. See, that's why I think all the time, like, it doesn't have to be, oh, he gets struck
this is not karma.
He didn't have to get
some of the stuff is karma. This ain't karma. This is you said
it's the same thing, because I look at it like this, Shug. You know, what do he value the most? Being on the internet. What's the worst thing that can happen to him when you addicted to the internet? To be locked away for life with no parole plus 10 years. And then all of the people that he was abusing, not only is he away from them being locked away, because of the other things that happened subsequent to him being locked up, now they have a no contact order. So now all the guys' children you was leading the wrong way, you gonna lose that contact. God punished him in a way.
Man, God damn it. They don't listen. They don't listen, bro. If you look on their page, they're still contacting him.
Right. They
crazy. They don't listen.
But you know what it is though? Even when they contact him, when they flying the drone in there, guess what? That's stacking on Natureboy's karma. See, all of these things that they still doing, that's nature. They gonna have to pay a debt for that, because they going to jail too. Some of them, and some of them gonna have to pay that karmatic debt. But these things are stacking up on Natureboy. So Natureboy, so while he's in prison for life with no parole plus 10, it's gonna be hard on him every single day that he's breathing, because that's what he did to other people. He made other human beings' lives as hard as possible for his amusement and his pleasure. And then you mock God. You you had already sealed your fate when you did that. That was that number one, that you had already sealed your fate. All you did was keep putting different nails
Right.
around
All
your,
that
your
other
coffin.
stuff, God knew. That's why I say you got God's law, and then you got man's law. Y'all mad about man's law. But now y'all don't know that pact. Did y'all not know the pact that he made? And all of us, when we say something and when we are not obedient, we get spanked too, right? But we don't do shit like that. But oh, don't mess with that man. Well, there you go doing it. Don't go rob that bank, right? Oh Lord, if you get me out of this, I never rob it. Then you go rob it again. Hey, Mama Love y'all Logic. Hello, Queen.
Sure. Can I say this real quick?
We
finna get off here, so because you ain't finna call me tomorrow talking about how tired you are.
Yes, I am. And yes, I am.
Nah, I'm finna get off here because I gotta go get some kids in the morning. I got a back to school drive in the morning. So
mine is. I got like 3 this week, but one is mine, but the other 3 I'm just partnering with. But
hey, Mother Love Logic, how you doing?
But I always video that, so y'all will see it. Y'all will see it when I video it. But
catch that replay.
All right, now I got like 3 minutes left, right? But yeah. So like I said, you got God's law. I couldn't believe I found the clip of it either. I was just gonna use her, but then I found him talking about it. It was when he was live, but Maisha was doing the Pharaoh interview, right? So when that man sat there in that cart, well, after he said she said it's been a whole year, and he was sitting up there sweating bullets, and when he made that pact, I said, "Okay, devil, you can't touch." God said, "Devil, you can't touch him." People think he was touched by the devil. No. God said he all mine. He's all mine. Because you're going to pay me back what you owe me.
He said, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord.
Hello.
Put some on your ass, Ajax can't scrub off. Hey, right. And you know what? One more interesting thing, real quick. Right before he left, remember in the video we just watched, he said he went and chilled with Mike Brown for a couple of weeks. What do you think he was doing? So when that was the beginning of his downfall. Even when he was leaving, you see what I'm saying? He couldn't leave his sexuality behind. So as soon as he got there, immediately that's what he was battling against, because none of the women wanted him. So he was like, damn. That's where the anger and the violence and the control started coming in. You can't leave because
that's when he started to show it, because it was already there.
I didn't already got a video of you.
It sat too. Right.
But if he, that's why he always had to make those videos, because that was his blackmail to make people stay. Every single part of everything that Natureboy did was part of his manipulation. But what it ultimately turned out being was the evidence for his downfall. See, everything you try to do wicked, once you play in God's face and God let you know he gonna get you.
Yeah, devil can't touch you now.
Every wicked thing you do, that he videoed everybody to humiliate, embarrass them. Real nigga moments. What happened? What sealed his fate? Not necessarily just the witnesses. The video, the electronic evidence they got off of laptops and all of their phones, the very things he tried to use. He used to beat them all the time. He's gonna get beat in prison all the time. Everything he did, locking them in, putting them in a closet, he gonna go in a box to keep from getting beat up. That's gonna be his only safe haven. Every cage he tried to create for them, you see how it flipped on him? That's when God got something for you, that's how it comes to you. It ain't nothing you could do. And guess what? You're going to sit here for the rest of your life until you die. And if you do happen to get reincarnated, guess what? You owe me 10 more.
Because he got no parole. So
he ain't got no parole. You owe me 10
even
more.
In his next life. But even who, right? I have the video with Young Pharaoh and Maisha, so it doesn't matter, right? Now, Sat 2 goes, Sugar Love, prison. If someone has an accident, who did something bad might think God did that. Listen, you way off topic, right? For violating his. Ain't nobody say that. I'm not talking about violating law, right? You love Natureboy so much and you have no morals that you're not even listening. I don't know if them people you're talking about made a covenant. We're talking about Natureboy and his covenant. I don't know about them people you talking about. I don't know. We ain't talking about breaking no laws. That's something totally different.
Let's break it down this way. Okay, okay. Let's just go. I get what you're saying. Something might happen, right? And it's not necessarily because man broke God's laws, because he violated man's law. Okay, we get that. But what we're saying is, if you confess out of your mouth, if you believe in God, and Natureboy said he does, and he told God, if you get me out of this, I will never touch another woman. I will be a good person, blase, blase. Now, you could say all of the things that have happened, his sentence, you could say those things are all coincidental as a result of him breaking man's law. Okay, cool. I'll give you that. But you don't think that God played a part in making everything happen that happened so that it happened the way that it did? That's what we're saying. It can be both, but we're saying if you believe in God and you're a praying person and you pray and you say, God, if you save my marriage, I'll never cheat again, and then you go out and cheat again, and of course, if you get found out, your spouse will probably leave you. But the bigger thing is, the reason your spouse probably found out the second time is because you promised God that if your spouse stayed, you wouldn't do it again, and you did it again. So I'm just saying, people believe, people have different beliefs. That's why I don't never try to argue anybody's religion. I just believe what I believe, and I just give you the evidence for why I believe what I believe. I just don't think all the things that happened to Natureboy and the way things went, I don't think that was all a coincidence or just a series of events that happened because he did. I think there were other things in play. Just because that's what I believe.
And I believe the life part comes in when he started to mock God, right? God said, I'm going to give you these 10 years back, right? That's why I'm going to give you these 10 years back. But at this point, Natureboy figuring, let me make a pact with the devil, baby. You can't do that now because you already made a pact with God. So you could have did all the rituals. You could do whatever you had wanted to do. But your ass forgot when you were in that courtroom, or not that courtroom, you forgot when you were sweating about them 10 years, how much you prayed for God to get you out of there. And that's just the first one time we heard him say, if you do this for me. He probably said that every time he went to court. Lord, please.
He said
Lord,
that every day before he laid his head down to sleep.
Lord, please. Lord, please. Right, exactly. Right. So it ain't like that was the first time he said that while he was scratching his head over them 10 years. Now, when you start mocking God and calling yourself God, which now I'm giving you life, bitch, and the 10 I said I was gonna give you. You can't make a pact with nobody. You could do all the rituals, you could do whatever you want to do. I don't care whom you do it with. You gotta see me. And that could go for a lot of people in jail too. Maybe they made pacts too, like I said before. So a lot of things happen as the cause by your own hands. But in all reality, you're in jail. Everybody in jail. Everybody walked in there go through some shit. That's why you are in jail.
Hey, I just thought about something else too. I think Natureboy might have been practicing, because I believe also that Natureboy knew that shit was coming to an end. And I think when he brought, remember Marcellus, the big husky trans, I think Nature Boy was practicing for jail. Like he was getting back to, he was like, hey, I don't know. I just think Nature Boy kind of knew, and he just, because remember, it just came out of left field, came out of nowhere. And he started telling the girls that, he knew how to please him better than they did. And I was like, yo, where is this going?
No, but he said that before too, though.
Right, but I'm just saying, then the rain dance and all of that, and I'm like, yo, what is this dude losing?
Because he was trying to make the pact with the devil, but at that point, it doesn't work because you made the pact with God first.
Hey, well, I tell you what, I look at it like this: whether you believe in God or whether you're an atheist and you don't, I think we can all agree that whatever the forces were that took Nature Boy down, that was the right thing. Nature Boy was definitely a evil force. He was a negative energy in our community. So however it happened, I just know that that's the way that the universe works things out. When you're gonna get away with things. People get away with stuff every day, but ultimately, like when you play with certain things, it's like I said, if you would say you God this, that, and the other, you always talking about spirituality and God, and you sat here and made a play. I'm just saying, what do you think is gonna happen based on what you already know about God? You could lie to us. You can't go to jail for lying.
Listen,
you can lie to them.
We all, every time he tell us not to do something, that's just regular folk. We ain't even make a pact. Every time he show us stuff and we continue to do stuff, that's even down with women. You know that man ain't no good. God tell you don't mess with that man. You gonna mess with that man. Then you grind out MFA-ish, right? But he always send you, look, he stops you first. But people take it upon themselves to do it. I don't know why you bringing up Mr. Pope and Nature Boy went to his camp. It doesn't even matter because everybody gonna pay the piper. Everybody pays the piper. We don't know what Mr. Pope going through right now. So why bring him up? Why bring him up? Everything you do technically is free will, right? But you do know if regular folks got to pay the piper for the mistakes that they make, right? And then we even make a pact, right? So can you imagine when you is down on your knees saying, Lord, there's nothing saving him. Because God said, ain't nobody gonna touch you. Your ass, mine. And then Nature Boy thinking he could go up against God and say, well, I'm gonna become God. God said, oh, really? You thought I was giving your ass 10 years? you thought so, right? What?
I had to put my wife out the room. You know what she said?
What?
She said God got a sense of humor. That's why he gave Nature Boy a fat ass and some big hips, because he was sending him to jail.
But the hips don't lie, baby. Hips don't lie. You got them childbearing hips too. They're gonna be like, let's go have fun, baby.
She said she said God could have made that man skinny. He gave him a big booty and some wide hips.
That's a
She
shame.
knew
But
he was
it's
sending
true.
him to jail.
Well, if he pledged to give his life to God,
God damn.
now at that point, there's nothing. Even if he would have turned his life over, right? He was supposed to turn it over then, right? You can't make a promise, right? Even biblically, everybody, oh Lord, please, no. God said, I'm gonna do this, right? And if you agree, this is what I'm gonna do for you. But if you agree and you don't do this, I'm gonna put these curses upon you. The curse is still gonna come regardless, right? Now, within these curses that I give you, right? You got free will. You'll live a better life, and you can sort of kind of not live under them curses if you do this, but people still choose to do that. People want to do what they want to do, right? So everybody's worrying about how much time he got. Nature Boy knew what he was getting himself into. Bad enough you made a pact with God, and then you said you are God.
Hey,
right? Okay, right.
he
And
better be.
that go for the rest of them who started saying, "I'm God, I'm God," and then you're gonna try to change it. Nah, Nature, if you God, don't change it now. Not just me, we all God.
See,
You still playing in God's face. You and the rest of them rugrats.
He better be lucky I ain't God, because he could repent all he want to. I wouldn't accept it.
He didn't. Look what he got.
I'll be like, no, I do not accept your repentance, sir. No, you are a. I mean, he is a repeat offender. This dude, like I said, we can't just say, of course, nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes, but this is beyond mistakes. It's another level when you do things that are that devious and you can do it so easily. That's the crazy part, is because we normal people can sit on the outside and look in and say, this is crazy, this dude is, but in his mind, he's found a way to justify everything that he does and not feel bad about it. That he can't be around nobody. He's not. Who could you can't trust him around nobody, no animals, children, women, nothing. He has to be where he's at. And that's what I'm saying.
And then God had to also help the future people. Somebody else prayed too, right? Somebody else prayed too, because other young kids, other young women would have went there too. Other young men would have went there too. So it's a lot of different prayers going on, because sometimes your grandmama prayers protect you and you don't know you protected. Grandma done prayed for you. You understand what I'm saying? So that had to be because of somebody else's prayers also. What if their kids or something was looking at Nature Boy and they was like, Lord, please don't let. What if they made a pact too? God, please, if you don't let my son or grandson go on over there. Don't let my child go on over there. Because people forget that he's a freaking. I'm not talking about the virus that he, like I have to say the word allegedly. The virus that, because I ain't seen on doctor papers like that. I did see them, but didn't see them. But even who, I'm still gonna say the word alleged, because you can still do that. I'm talking about him being a virus as a human being. He was a freaking virus, right? And anybody who watched him, even right now, he got people so confused they don't know right from wrong. And that's sad. That's so sad. He got people so confused over the freaking internet that they don't know right from wrong. They don't know. I have to go through all the things that he have done right now because I don't have time, right? But I'm just saying, all the things you seen this man did, you turn a blind eye. That man really good. When you got people saying free to 3 and this, something is wrong with people.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like because if a person is to that point, you could give them all the evidence in the world. They're not gonna change their mind, because it's just like Nature Boy. They have made themselves justify anything, because if they like someone, then you can if you're that type of person, you can make your mind justify anything. And Mother Loves Logic made a good point. Think about all the stuff we see, and like you said, if that's not enough to convince you, but think about the stuff we weren't privy to. Think about the stuff that they got off of their phones and their laptops and stuff that we didn't never see. Can you imagine the sick, perverted things that was going on that they couldn't put on the internet? Look at all the stuff they did put on there, but think about the things we didn't see. This stuff goes so deep, and I figured out too, that's why a lot of them will never tell the whole story, because some of them, a lot of the secrets, those people are going to take to their graves with them, because only they know what they did over there. They know the stuff that we didn't see. So if they talk about a little bit or somebody says the wrong thing, somebody else might tell their secret and blah, blah, blah. But I just, you know, like Suge said, it's like Nature Boy, he's the type of person, he can't be free in society. He can't. Because you have people that will still follow him despite all the stuff that he's already done.
And to make it even worse, he can't even tell. They can't. Well, other ones who he feel turned against him, he can, but they don't went and made their bargain. And I'm not mad at them. People may be mad at them. I don't like the things that they participated in, or far as saving their ass and getting on that. I'm not mad at you, right? What you need for me to say, right? But the other ones he can't, because he still need people on the outside to make them think I'm with you forever. You did say forever, right? Because he gotta pay them people off in jail. And he need y'all dumb girls, which they don't understand. That's exactly what you are right now, because that's what he always thought of you. Even Fluid, and I heard him say that before. He ain't never like y'all because y'all too controllable, right? But he got to make y'all think, this, because he know y'all gonna do whatever y'all gotta do to make sure he got phone call money, this money, whatever. And he gonna take that money and transfer it. Unlike the rest of them may not have nobody. A lot of them could have been in jail for a long time. Their family got their own families now. Some is moved. Like some of them are really forgotten. You be in jail long enough, people will forget you. Or people pass away, people move, So Nature Boy, like, okay, you all of this, right? Well, you make sure he has to make sure he keeps telling them stooges, them rugrats, exactly what they need to hear, because he needs for them to feel like they're doing whatever they gotta do for him, but in all reality, he's doing it for them. Because he has to find a way to survive until it's his turn to rule again. Because he is going to rule again in jail. Because the ones that's above him is either going to pass away or whatever. He's going to have to watch out after the young boys up in there. But he got life in there, so he got time to, just like everybody, he got time to move up the ladder. But right now he's at the bottom, right? So now he has to start getting people phone calls and all this other type of stuff, because they already got you as a cult leader, but they also smell pussy all on you, right? Right.
Hey, I didn't want to cut you off. I gotta get out of here. My laptop's gonna die too, but I gotta get up in the morning. So I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna catch the go back and watch the replay in the morning. So, but anyway, peace, gang. I appreciate you. Good show. Good show.
Oh, let me just play I got a song I want to play not my song, but I got another song I want to play before we leave. Right? I gotta get this energy up off of me.
I don't like your energy. Keep it far away from me. Positivity over negativity. Remember what you've been told. I'm not gonna fold or sway. Flee with your bad energy. Don't bring it near my way. Let the good vibes stay. So long to your bad energy. I choose the light and clarity. No room for your negativity. Good vibes is my only remedy.
All right, guys. Thank you, guys. And I will see you guys for part 3 tomorrow. And Peace to the beat. Peace out.
There's a love that's true. Sugar love is her name, spreading sweetness too. Her voice like velvet, smooth as a summer breeze. A podcast, the soundtrack to everybody's ears. Sugar love, she's the queen of soul. Ooh, yeah. A podcast, the place where the stories unfold. Ooh, yeah. News and entertainment with a touch so sweet. She's the heartbeat of the community's beat. She brings the news with flavor like a cup of hot tea. Uncovering stories, bringing light to what we see. Ooh. With her infectious laughter, she uplifts every soul. Sugar love, she's the one who makes us feel whole. She's the one who makes us feel whole.